Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Podcast. I am Mayuk, and once again we are back with a post-match podcast of today's match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Mumbai Indians. What we saw is a change in captain in the KKR brigade, and already there was a lot of fuss about it, and today it finally happened. But the result was the same, and Mumbai Indians continue to maintain their supremacy just at the top of the league. So with me joining is, as usual, we have Ojunda, we have Ruktinda, and we have Ayan with us. So I'll straight away go to you, gentlemen, because all three of you are die-hard KKR fans. So my question straight away to you guys is, what a disappointing performance by the KKR top order.
Yeah, extremely disappointing. So KKR top order, if you see all the while, for the last around 7 matches, including this 8 matches, they have not fired. So I think I was just calculating. They have tried 5 combinations, 5 different combinations, in 8 matches. So it's very very critical for any IPL team. If you see Mumbai Indians, CSK, or any successful IPL team, one of the most important reason for succeeding is you should have at least around 8 9 players who are settled, your positions are settled, and you are playing with a very free mind. Somewhere, though, the fans like us were expecting that captaincy change can work, and maybe it will be miracle for KKR. But somewhere I felt I was listening to Gautam Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir said that if they probably had made Shubman Gill or maybe some other player, say Rana, the captain, probably it would have worked in a positive way. Now, what has happened is we are not very sure about Morgan's tenure with KKR. He may stay, may not stay this season. So if you're building a team like the way Bombay Indians have built their team, and it took around 2 to 3 years for Rohit to build the team, and also CSK for that matter, if you see, this is not a very positive step, because though the fans like me and probably all the other two people also wanted desperately to Morgan to come and sit and probably do the captaincy, but somewhere from the players' point of view, I felt somewhere that the players were not very happy. I think not very positive vibes I saw in the field actually. If you really ask me.
I guess there is some problem in the line. Ujunda, can you hear us?
Yeah, so what I was saying is I could see some not very positive vibes in the Calcutta camp as well, in the field also. I was not very happy to see. Okay, so not very positive. The way they started batting also was not very positive. So somewhere it may take another couple of matches to settle, but then somewhere I think the players are some way affected. I feel so.
Okay, so carrying on from what Urjunda said, would like to go to Ayan and Raktimda, and just to mention a fact
Yes.
over here, because there is a documentary on Mumbai Indians in Netflix. I guess many of us have watched that. Those who haven't watched that, please go and watch that. So one fact is for sure, if you see that piece of web series, you will be able to see that the way Mumbai Indians has been functioning over the years. And I just want to narrate one such incident. Ishan Kishan 2 years back was a big trouble to the management. He didn't used to train much. He didn't used to work hard, and he used to live life in his own terms. But the Mumbai Indians management somehow spotted a very potentially a great talent, and they just kept mentoring him, and today they are getting the results. So just to continue from what Urjunda had said similar something like that. So I just want to go to Raktimda and just to ask, so is something lacking in the KKR management which probably the teams like Mumbai, Chennai, or probably Delhi have got?
Think which what you mentioned, Mayuk, with what Arjunda mentioned. Few things. First, today's match. I'll come up with your points slowly. With terms of today's match, I think in terms of entirely an embarrassment performance and utterly not expected. I actually felt that we would give a little bit more fight because I think 150 on that wicket was not enough. And the way we started, a few things I think, as Arjun also mentioned, the opening partnership, like too much chopping and changing. I mean, it's not totally at form at all. And see, the thing is, what difference is, it's what a simple thing. If you see with Mumbai Indians, CSK, and Delhi, the intent. I think some of the commentators, what they were mentioning, the intent, like Mumbai, Rohit, and De Kock, other teams also, the opening partnership, the way they play. I think with KKR, what we see is he is a good player, but I think in terms of the partnership, what they have, it's like this. I feel there's a lack of intent, with how they play. I think Shubman Gill tried to accelerate the scoring. He got out, although it was not needed. I think if you see with the other teams, the way they play, there's a very clear intent. Like one is there and one is hitting. Like today we saw in terms of other teams as well. Like with KL also and Mayank, how they bat. I don't see firstly in KKR. In terms of second thing, the bat too much shuffling of the batting order calls an issue. And Russell being out of form is a big. I don't think it's a worry, but let's see in the remaining matches. And also with the change of captaincy, I strongly feel, I do agree with Arjun Das. I mean, I don't know how much Morgan will be as a tenor, but I think if KKR keep build a team around him, so they could have given the captainship to him at the start of the IPL. So having said that, I think there are some loopholes in the team management, and I think in terms of also I don't see, like, we have good people at the team like McCallum, who has recently won a tournament in CPL, with Trinidad and Tobago Riders. So you cannot blame entirely on him. He has been a tremendous player with an IPL. So I feel that some of the players are letting him down in terms of the body language and the intent. So in which and I think Mumbai continues to have its supremacy over KKR, and as Rohit has a very great record against KKR. So I think a lot of things need to come in place before they start well. So let's see how things goes ahead.
So having said that, I'll go to Raktimda. Raktimda, if you see, KKR is relying too much on the youngsters. I'm sure they are just like a talent pool, but in a tournament like this, you need some experienced match winners to come and turn the tides. Yeah, we do have some experienced one as well, but don't you think too much is expected from the Shubman Gills or from the Nagar Kotis or from the Mavis?
Yeah, too much is expected from them. The reason being too much, we have too much expectation from them is that the foreign players and the known match winners are not performing. Russell is not performing. Morgan is not performing. DK is not in touch. So the main three pillars of KKR is not up to the mark this year, and that is the reason the youngsters or the young Indian players, the under 19 players, are being exposed to huge pressure. But having said that, these under 19 Indian players have performed. They have performed. I will say they have performed more than the foreign players, than the high budget players. I mean, this year Russell is completely out of touch. I mean, almost 60% of the tournament is over, but Russell is yet to get his form. He is still out of his timing. So it is. I mean, somewhat he is making that deficit by bowling some good overs, but his batting is not clicking this year. Hopefully, it will in the remaining matches. DK is completely out of form. Today, DK got out in a manner in which no batsman wants to get out. I mean, he tried to sweep the ball, and I don't know, somehow the ball went under his bat took the edge of his bat, then hit his pad, and then went on to hit the wicket. So I don't know what sort of dismissal was that. It was sort of a very reckless shot. At the last, I would say Russell was. Bumrah is an excellent bowler. I mean, the more I see Bumrah, the more anyone sees Bumrah, the more you have to appreciate, because the way he set up Russell was excellent. I mean, bowled a few he bowled a few good length balls. He bowled a few 4 good length balls, and then the fifth ball he gave a bouncer. He gave an awkward bouncer, and Russell was completely unsettled. He could not even duck down. His bat was hanging in the air. He could not even dodge the ball. So it was such an awkward dismissal. I mean, Russell getting out in this manner is is heartbreaking. I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, no wonder that each and every Mumbai Indian players on the field was smiling a bit, was laughing a bit the way Russell dismissed, and it was that is the capacity that Bumrah has. I mean, he's a world class bowler. He showed it today again. Now moving ahead, if I talk about, I mean, the innings was done. It was done and dusted after 10 overs. Kolkata was, I guess, something around 50 or something around 50, 60 for the loss of 5 wickets after 10 overs. So it was done and dusted. Then I must say that Morgan and Cummins, especially Cummins, played a very good hand. Cummins played an excellent innings. For his innings, Kolkata was able to go to 148 or whatever. His innings was very important. His innings was good. But apart from that, nothing clicked for Kolkata. It was completely one-sided match. Mumbai is too good a team for Kolkata to beat. And if Kolkata goes on to perform in this manner, then I will say there is hardly any chance of Kolkata to qualify. But we are coming towards the business end of the tournament. I think Kolkata should get this combinations right in order to qualify, because it's almost like they have to win maximum of their matches in order to qualify. So if Russell doesn't perform, if Karthik doesn't perform, and if Shubman Gill is the one who is only playing, then it will be very difficult because it's a team game, and each and every members, the high budget players, the players like Morgan, Russell have to perform. I mean, this is IPL, and this is one of the. CPL. CPL is IPL is much higher than CPL. I would say in terms of cricket, in terms of skill, IPL is much higher in intensity. This is not CPL, so this type of attitude which Kolkata is keeping may be suitable for a tournament like CPL or Bangladesh Premier League or Pakistan Premier League, for a matter of fact, but this is not suited in IPL. This sort of attitude, this sort of, there is no intent, there is no ownership. No one is actually looking to, take the catches. Even 148, I think, is a defendable total. 148 can be defended with good bowling, with good fielding. It can be defended, but the attitude of the players in the second half was that the score was low, so somehow back of their mind they took it for granted that Mumbai has the better chance. So this kind of attitude is not suitable for a tournament like IPL. It's a professional tournament, and they have to play their skin out to close these matches. And apart from that, yes.
So
I think one more
Absolutely.
point
So,
which I would like to add.
yeah.
Let me add one point.
So Mayuk, I cannot hear you. Okay. So I was making one small
Yes,
point which I earlier made also. I think there is one player who has emerged as, I would say, the most consistent player in KKR team is the bowler Varun Chakravarti. So you have to see Varun also.
Yeah.
Varun also has been given confidence, and I think Varun is playing his 6th match now on the trot. Okay, and he has been given the bowling at the times when it was very tough, actually, if you see. And all the around like 5-6 teams have not been able to actually decode Varun's mystery. Apart from that 1-6 which Rohit Sharma hit today, going in the back foot and then hitting him on the leg side, I think Varun is a great sign wherein we can actually see that if you give confidence to players like Shubman, we have been pursuing with Shubman. We could have dropped Shubman also. So we have been pursuing with Shubman for now. We have made Shubman as our opener for the last around 10 matches, if you see. 8 matches of this season and around 2-3 matches of last season. So you have to give confidence to players. If, Tom Banton, I think it was a ridiculous decision to drop Green and getting Green and dropping Banton. Banton, the record what is coming from the Australia series and the West Indies series, he could have been set for 3-4 matches. How will a person like Tom Banton, who is in the top of his form, sitting in the dugout? And one very important point I wanted to make, we KKR has defended 148. KKR has defended 140 also and has defended 130 also. They have defended. I think somewhere the bowlers took up the accountability and they did it. So today, when I saw the first over, from the first over onwards, the way Cummins was bowling, though Cummins batted well, I'm talking about the bowling part. The way Cummins, the way they approached with the bowling of Green coming to open the bowling, I think somewhere they were not in that attacking frame. They were not in attacking frame. If you take out the history of KKR defending 140, 145, I think they must have won at least 15 matches, not 1, 2, won 15 matches in India. So somewhere I felt we have to give time to people, and dropping of Banton was also a very bad decision. Getting Green, who I don't know why they brought in Green. What was their thought? In fact, they are not playing Kuldeep. Just imagine Kuldeep is a India bowler. Now, if tomorrow India goes to go to Australia or play some tournament, Kuldeep is going to be in the 11, and he is not in this team for the last 8 matches. Not 8, actually around 14 matches. If you include the last 6 matches of last season, 14 matches he is sitting on the dugout. I think one match he has played. Only one match he has played. So how are you giving confidence to players? This is not the way you build a team and expect to win. So I have my
Absolutely.
own this thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So
One
having
more
said
point.
that,
Wait. One more point I want to make.
quickly, I would request you to quickly wrap it up.
One more point which I want, two more points which I want to make is Pat Cummins. Predominantly, Kolkata has bought him for an all-rounding capability. But if you see the very good performance in his batting, but if you see he has only picked 2 wickets in this tournament. So I think going the bowler he is with Australia and international how he's bowling, he need to pick more wickets at the top because he's the most experienced bowler. The bowler of the quality of Pat Cummins should be picking up more wickets. Also, in terms of Kuldeep, what Arjunda mentioned, yes, Kuldeep should be playing. I mean, with wickets like this, he should be playing. And absolutely, I agree with Arjunda with the decision to drop Tom Banton today because although Chris Green is not a bad bowler, I've seen bowl in the Big Bash, but I think you have to persist with the player. Keep just chopping and changing thing will in any sport will not give you any good results going forward. Yeah.
Kolkata is
Absolutely.
chopping
So thank.
in the first match. Kolkata doesn't have any permanent opening batsman, doesn't have any permanent 2 down, 3 down. So it's a huge problem. They have to get this.
And I think yes, and we had this discussion to probably 2-3 matches before in which Kolkata was playing, and we had this discussion that Kolkata, even though that time they were winning, they were not looking really settled because they didn't have a settled top order. So having said that, what we can see is the Mumbai juggernaut really rolling on, and Mumbai is really in the conquest of the 5th IPL. Having said that, there are quite a few teams who can pose a threat to Mumbai. But anyways, congratulations Mumbai today for winning. And to having said that, we come to the predictions for tomorrow. So guys, as we are running out of time, I will quickly request you to predict tomorrow's 2 matches coming up. The first match being RCB playing Rajasthan Royals. That's a bit early. And in the second match, Delhi Capitals is playing CSK. So a quick predictions for tomorrow.
First match, I go with RCB bouncing back against Rajasthan. Second match will be a good one, but I expect Delhi to win again with CSK.
Yeah, so being a KKR fan, I want that the top 3 teams should keep on winning. So like, I think I want RCB to win. The other team, I think, which is playing the second match, should win. So the first 3 should continue to keep their supremacy. So if you see, I don't know, I think all of you must be following IPL for a long time. This is the first time when the top 3 teams have actually taken a good lead. Both now,
Yeah.
DC are at around 12 points. So I want that the team which are in the top 3 should win the 2 matches tomorrow, so that there is some possibility KKR to just sneak in.
So I really hope my RCB team just eases your chances for KKR's qualification.
I think going forward, KKR will make it to the top 4. to the playoff. We'll see.
Yeah, Raktim.
So tomorrow's first match, I would stick with RCB, and for the second match, I would stick with Delhi because Delhi has been playing some fantastic cricket, and it will be tough to beat a team like CSK, of course, yes. But I want to see Delhi winning. I want to see Delhi performing. They have some good players, so I will stick with Delhi. And for the first match, as I said, Bangalore, but Double R are a very good team. Especially if they get going, they can beat any side. But yeah, Bangalore and Delhi is my choice for tomorrow.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me in the post-match podcast. So tomorrow we will meet after both the matches. So till then, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Raktimda. Thank you so much, Arjun, and thank you so much, Ayan,
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Thank you.
So good night, gentlemen.
Thank you. Bye.